Level Up Protocol, Chilla D here, helping you be your best self. Here with a very debatable but true nonetheless topic. Move out of your fucking parents' house. I moved out when I was 23. I know that it's not that easy to do, so I'm gonna put it at around 25. If you're over 25 still living at your parents' house with enough money to move out, you're a bum. This doesn't apply to people who have sick parents that you're taking care of. Of course, if you have sick parents or some parents that need taken care of or need extra support, of course, stay there and help your parents out for as long as you need to. But mind you, still, that will be hindering you in some way, shape, or form, but I understand. This is for people who are making enough money to move out, don't want to move out, and just think they're saving money or maybe waiting to find a girlfriend or get married before they move out. If you are in a position making enough money to move out, which really means if you have first and last that you can save up and you don't move out, I don't know what to tell you. You're hindering yourself in the most worst way possible. Now, when I was 23, I moved out. I thought I was making okay money while I was at my parents' house doing what I was doing to make money at the time. I thought I was doing good. I will point out I moved out with first and last, which was the last money I had. I moved into a nice condo, rented it. I had no furniture. I literally had a computer desk and a computer chair because that's all I had at my parents' house, and my bed. I had no couches. I had nothing in my fridge. I had no kitchen stuff, no bathroom stuff, nothing. And this is when my mind opened. So I got to my new place, I cleaned it, and I'm like, damn, I need toilet paper. I have to buy toilet paper. I need laundry detergent. I have to buy eggs, milk. I have to buy groceries. I have to buy everything. And this opened my mind up. It gave me a paradigm shift, which is basically a paradigm is how you view the world through your own eyes. It gave me a new paradigm shift. It made me realize I need to make way more money. I have to buy everything myself now. And the money that I thought was good money and that I was subconsciously content with is nothing. And everything started going up from that point onwards. Things will start to make more sense financially as soon as you move out of your parents' house. Not to mention, you're probably being a burden on your parents, them having to cook and clean for you. Like, if you're 25, 26 plus years old and your parents are cooking for you, doing your laundry, that's pitiful. That's actually pitiful. And you had to think of what kind of woman is going to want to come over to smash or fuck and have to meet your mom on the first date or whatever, or the first time you guys are smashing, right? Now, I was incarcerated at one point in time, and when I was released, I had to be on parole. I had to stay at a certain location, and that happened to be my mom's basement. So I went back to living with my parents after 10 plus years of living by myself, and it was just the worst. Like, I ended up having a girlfriend at the time, and I would always kind of wonder, like, how is this girl with me right now when I'm in my mom's basement right now? And we're having sex and I have to tell her to be quiet because the floor was thin and my mom could hear what was happening, kind of stuff. It's just, that's teenager stuff. Especially, and people always say, oh, I'm waiting to find a wife or a girlfriend until I move out. How are you going to find a girlfriend being a grown-ass man living at your parents' house? Now, I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with this, but the fact of the matter is, you don't know what life is until you live on your own. You're not really a man until you live on your own, until you're cooking for yourself, cleaning for yourself, buying everything yourself, lighting up a blunt if you want to. Not that I suggest smoking weed, but lighting up a blunt if you want to, right in your kitchen, butt naked, while you're smashing a girl on the counters. If you can't do that, you're not really a man. In my opinion, you're still entry level. You still have a long way to go. So the main reason I really tell people to move out is it puts things in perspective. It'll show you how much more you have to go. I have one friend, he was living with his folks, and I told him, yo, listen, man, if you have first and last, move out. Take a gamble on yourself, because I promise everything in your brain will switch. And sure enough, he moved out and ended up getting a crazy good job and is doing really good right now. And he actually told me, like, yo, you know what? That advice you gave me was amazing. I was in a comfort zone, which is what living with your parents usually is. And me moving out shifted things in my mind and made me realize I have to really step things up. And he did, and he's doing great right now. And I love to hear that. I'm never one to be like, yeah, I told you so in a good or a bad way. It just genuinely makes me happy to hear stuff like that. So if you were in a position, and a lot of people, they're saying, oh, well, I don't know, and I don't have enough money and this and that. All right, first and last is kind of tight. It's cutting it kind of tight, especially if you're on a perfectly fixed income. So let's call it 3 months or whatever. But if you have like 10K saved up, move out. I'm telling you, move out. It's going to change everything. You're going to start to really understand life. By the way, my pussy getting ratio when I moved out went through the roof. It literally went through the roof, mainly because at those times, everybody lived with their parents. So all I really had to say was, I live on my own, and it was kind of a wrap. But I'm not saying you need a nice condo. You can get a bachelor apartment, whatever you need to do, get your own space. A superior man needs his own space where you can sit, read, level up on your own. When I was on parole and I lived with my mom, it was horrible. I'd be trying to level up. And those times I came out of prison with nothing, by the way, absolutely nothing. Well, like $118 to my name, to be honest. It was just crazy because my mom would be like, oh, can you help me do this? Or can you do this for me or do that for me? And I'm in my mind, I'm like, bruh, like I'm trying to pull my own life together right now. And you're asking me to do these mundane things as if I'm like a teenager, which I would do because it's my mom or whatever. But I mean, at some point in time, you have to start thinking about yourself. When are you going to start your own family? Our parents didn't live with their parents until they were 30, 35, 40. And if they did, we wouldn't be born. We wouldn't be here. All right. My parents came to this country. I think my dad was like 21. He came to this country all on his own. He went to a whole next country. He didn't even move out of his house. He went to a whole next country. My mom came when she was 19, I think, got a job as doing some typewriter shit, you know, back in the day, and they hustled up and came up. Once you put yourself in that situation and remove yourself from your comfort zone, it's really gonna show you how you have to hustle. You're either gonna make it or break it. And for me, I remember when I moved out, I would always think there's no way I'm going back to my folks' house. It led to so much greater things in life. I went on to buy property later. I sold that property and invested in a new property and all these things because I jumped out of my comfort zone. I emptied my bank account to jump out of my comfort zone. A lot of people's money in their bank account is their comfort zone, or living with your folks is your comfort zone. I mean, this is not aimed at anyone personally, because I know people who live on their own and people who live with their parents. It's a general message. If you agree with this, let me know in the comments. I know when I first came out with this statement, I was like 25 at the time and I came out with it. Back when I had Facebook, I posted it on Facebook and people were roasting me. Ironically, all people who live at home, but they were all roasting me like, oh, you know, why would I move out when I could save my money? It's about being smart with your money. And it's just such low level vibrating people. None of them were entrepreneurs. None of them right now are making crazy money doing things that I want to be doing. None of it. Let someone tell you this who moved out at 23, continued to level up and continued to level up, and I'm still leveling up, and now I'm here helping you guys level up. Take it from me. Move out of your fucking parents' house. It'll make you a better person. I promise you. If it doesn't, then you'll have to fail and go back to your parents' house. But that should make you a better person still. It should inspire you to want more. And if it doesn't, and if you're content living with your parents, then maybe you need to question your morals about life and what you want from life and what you expect and deserve from life. That's it for now. Level Up Protocol. Chilla D here. Be your best self.